Bookish video.
So, who's ready for an entire video of me rambling? You! Yay! Congratulations, because that's exactly what you're getting. So, yes, for this exactly unbelievable amount of 0 of you guys that have asked, yes, I am writing a book. It's very slow going, but I'm writing it, so that's good. So yes, without all the dramatics, I am attempting to write a book of my own, and I figured I would just share some details about it, I guess. They're not really details, they're more just like thought processes, I guess. I'm gonna stop saying I guess though. That's the first key point of this video. Don't repeat yourself. Don't keep saying the same things over and over and over and over and over and over again. Right now, I don't even have a temporary title. Actually, my file is called Story Round 2. So, let's start with some of my inspirations. This one shouldn't be a shocker. This woman writes amazing things that are massive inspirations to me. I've always thought about writing a book, however, I never would have actually pursued it if it weren't for her work. I give a lot of credit to her for anything I might accomplish. I also take a lot of inspiration from Marissa Meyer. I like the way that she retells fairy tales, and I believe that there's a lot of aspects there that I could integrate into my own work. Maybe not necessarily exact fairy tales, but maybe just the dynamics of stories and the little details that she adds to just make them better. I also take inspiration from Rainbow Rowell as far as like the love story side of her books, to where I like the dynamics. She has relationships to where it's two people feeding off of each other. It's not just a one-sided person making all the demands and the other one caving into those demands. I do believe in my book, though, I am going to have a little bit of a push and pull, but I do ultimately want a relationship that is focused around people coming together and making choices together. Another inspiration of mine is Relentless by Karen Lynch. You guys know how much I love this series. I've talked about it so many times. Karen Lynch is very good at expressing the modern world mixed with fantasy, so I believe that is something I could absolutely integrate into my story and what I want to tell. However, my story is dystopian. It's going to have its own separate world and rules and all of that, so I do believe that I'm not going to integrate her modern side of her writing, but more so just the being able to integrate different pieces of the world to tell a story as a whole. Nova is a 22-year-old girl, and some of the first things we learn right off the bat about Nova is that at the age of 16, her father was killed, and gruesome alert, her father, Arlen Novak, was killed, and his head was sent to her house, where she discovered it wasn't the most pleasant time of her life. And because of this, Nova has decided that the main focus that she wants to pursue is getting revenge and finding out the exact details of who killed her father. Now, in my world, there is a magic system, and magicians are called cosmics, and the cosmics range on all sorts of levels. There's the weak, who can just do maybe like little potions and little side spells, but then there's also the mightiest of the mightiest, who are called the Eba Cosmics. And the Eba Cosmics can control all 4 elements, as they believe that their magic stems from nature and what nature can give to them. So anything that flows through them, they believe, is a given right by the gods, not just they happen to get lucky at birth. Which is part of the magic system, is that it is not followed on a hereditary scale. That is something I wanted to give this world that I have seen before, but it's also very unique, is that it's not this one family is all powerful, so therefore they're the kings and queens and the almighty rulers. It's very sporadic, so you can have a king that has no magic whatsoever. Now, when I say the gods in this world bestowed magic, there are 2 gods. There is Apollo and there is Mars. Now, if any of you know your Greek or Roman or any kind of mythological history, you'll recognize these names. Mars is the god of destruction. Regular human beings believe cosmics are sent by Mars to destroy their world. However, cosmics believe that their abilities have been given by Apollo, who is the god of light and goodness and wonderful, happy things. So there is a constant push and pull within this world of humans believing cosmics are bad and cosmics just wanting to be understood good because they believe that they're good. So going back to Nova's main focus for this story is that she wants revenge for her father, and we actually discover early on too that Arlen was actually the king's second and personal Cosnick, which basically means he was the king's helper and he is an Iba Cosnick, so therefore he is the main person that helps the king and make decisions when it comes to other Cosnicks within the realm, land, world, whatever you want to call it. With this being said, we actually have a flashback where it's actually said that Arlen is actually responsible for what are called the Cosnick Hunts. And this is basically that he made a choice for all Cosnicks to be rounded up and have their magic measured. Anyone who was deemed under a certain level was released back into the world, but they were very strict, very monitored, all of those kinds of things. But then also you have people who are above that tier who end up being executed, which comes in our next group of people in this story. We have Parker and Aiden. Parker and Aiden are a part of a group called the Redder. Parker is married to a girl named Lilith. They are all 22 years old as well, and they all, and I just realized I misspoke. Earlier I said Nova is 22. Nova is actually 20. So her father died 4 years ago from the present day of the story. So Parker and Aiden are actually victims of the Cosnick Hunts. Their parents were executed. Parker's parents were actually mistaken for being Cosnicks. They were never actually magic wielders whatsoever, but because the Cosnick Hunts got so chaotic, they got wrapped up inside it and they were executed. Whereas Aiden's parents, he actually never knew his mother, and his father was very abusive. His father was a magic wielder and his father was executed for being a Cosnick. So we have two boys from two totally different backgrounds who came together at the age of 10. And because of this, they also came together with Lilith, who is Parker's wife. The three of them have been inseparable ever since. They are part of a group called the Redder, who are ultimately out trying to stop another group called the Ashling, who are trying to enforce the Cosnick Hunts as they want to gain the ability of the Cosnicks because they have discovered a way to harness others' abilities. Now, hopefully most of that made sense to you guys. That is the general about 3 first chapters of my book, because that is the line of thought I want to take. I want to make this story not only a dystopian and fantasy world that we can enjoy, but also I want to really pull from actual events that happen, both modern and from years ago, and I want to combine all of these into a story that really tells a message and really helps people connect with these characters, because I believe most of these characters so far tell a story that people can really attach themselves to and feel like they are a part of it, and I feel like that is very important. Another giant part of this story is the story of the Bloodwalker, and the story of the Bloodwalker says that someday there will be a Cosnick who is powerful enough to exceed the expectations of nature, and that essentially means by exceeding the expectations of nature, the person will be able to pull magic from life force and not just what nature gives, aka what Apollo has granted the Cosnicks. So the Bloodwalker is essentially so powerful that they are able to use their own life force and the life force of others around them to control their abilities, and they are not reliant upon air, water, earth, or fire. So I will leave that up to you guys to speculate who you think the Bloodwalker could be. That is all I'm going to say for now. If I make another giant stride and you guys like this type of video, I will absolutely update you guys on the progress. But as of now, we will end there, and you guys let me know down below what you think, if this sounds like a good idea or something you'd want to read, or if this sounds like something that you're like, holy crap, stop while you're behind. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe so we can grow this channel. As always guys, stay awesome, and I will see you guys next time.